Hi, I'm Paul.
And I'm Mike. And you're watching the Shorey Team, the only live real estate show on the Emerald Coast.
So let's get started.
Hi, as usual I have some of the fun stuff going on. We had something very special that just recently happened right here in Destin. The Wings of Freedom tour landed. They came in on March 6th and they left just a day or so ago. But Bob Collings, the founder, originally not only wanted to educate and fully engage the youngsters, he truly wanted to explain the history of World War II to the young generations. And it kind of started 24 years ago, and they visit over 100 cities a year, and they're seen by more than 4 million people. Bob felt that the tour would help keep history alive and relevant so we don't repeat it again. Anyway, there were 3 exceptional aircraft that were featured. Number 1 was the B-24 Liberator bomber called a Witchcraft. It was a heavy bomber, in which it was the most mass-produced aircraft in the whole World War II. Actually, they produced one every 4 hours, and something I didn't realize is that the Ford Motor Company had a big hand in the design and development of that. That was kind of cool. And the second one was the Boeing B-17 Fortress. It's called a 909, a heavy bomber. It was the most recognized aircraft in World War II. And finally, last but the most popular was the P-51 Mustang. The fighter aircraft which is rated the best fighter ever built. And I even talked to a couple of people in the Air Force who are close to me, and they said the same thing, so they kind of ratified that. But one of the things that was cool is you were able to fly in those. $425 for a half hour on either one of the bombers, and $2,200 you could fly for a half hour in the P-51 Mustang. Seems like quite a thrill. As a matter of fact, that would be kind of fun to do that, I'd say.
Alrighty, well, the February numbers are in, and I want to talk to you about a little bit of a change. Keep in mind, this is the Destin market for the entire board, covers the entire area. But a few things I want to look at, and number 1 is going to be the Destin homes. If you look at it from December of, just a few months ago, December, January, and February, each month we had a rise in prices for the homes, which is a good thing. So our market is definitely turning around a little bit. Things are kind of bouncing back, but what's going to be interesting is going to be next month's numbers, because historically, when it comes into March, we usually have a little bit of a drop off on the home prices. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how that plays out. As far as the condos, well, we're just kind of bouncing along. Some months are up, some months are down. Overall, there's a lot of optimism. Things are really looking good for the summer season. Spring break just kicked off. A lot of people in town. So it's going to be interesting to see how the market unfolds. But for the next couple of months, we're really going to see if we see any dramatic change this year over what we had last year. So stay tuned, because that's going to be really exciting.
Another cool little topic here. That first one was kind of long, so I'll shorten this one up a little bit. The fishing's picking up, and we have some different species that just been recently released. The convict fish, or the sheephead. They've been released in the bay, that is, and a couple of Destin's charters came in Monday with some huge catches of the sheephead or the convict fish. And they're referred to that as because they have some black horizontal stripes on their sides. So it's not only the fish we're catching out there as these sheepheads, though, said Scott Robson of the Phoenix. His group had a huge haul of mingo, white snapper, triggerfish to go along with all the other species. So let you know the fishing's good. And if you're fishing for a condo or an investment property, let us know. We'll get you hooked up. That's what we do. And winding up today, we want to thank all of you for joining us and hope this information was helpful.
And keep in mind, if you did find it useful, forward it to a friend, because we like our family growing.
And don't forget, if you're going to buy or sell real estate,
don't forget to call the Shorey Team.